Doesn't sound right. First home buyers using their superannuation to buy their first property. Stay tuned. We're going to tell you more about it.
I'm the ringleader, so listen up.
Good morning.
Morning, Bill. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm recovered from a big weekend.
What happened to you, Bill? What happened to you on Saturday night?
I was partying with the first home buyer crew.
It was the opposite. We went to bye-bye drinks with Kim, and Billy went bye-bye.
Yeah, it was
Billy
a
the
good night, though.
Billy the mixologist.
It was a really good night.
This first home buyer is at a party.
Yeah. Well, first home buyers using superannuation, it is a bit of a party, but it's amazing the transactions we're doing, particularly with our first home buyers in price points between sort of 500,000 to 800,000. No one's using it. Maybe it's lack of awareness.
No one knows about it.
Yeah. I kid you not, I think I've only ever met 2 people that have used it. And
Really?
one was,
I haven't met one.
Yeah, well, I've met definitely one. I think there was a second that used it on the back of their broker's recommendation. But yeah, it's a funny one. So obviously as a first home buyer, you know, there's different incentives on the table depending on what you're looking at, where you are. You know, the best way to find those, you jump onto sort of the government's website. But this one's there for the taking, and no one seems to grab a hold of it, which is really funny.
So, guys and girls, if you've just tuned in, we're talking about first home buyers having the opportunity to use superannuation as part of their deposit when they're purchasing a property. Now,
Yep.
where I'm finding that it actually comes undone, where it seriously becomes undone, is it's got a lead time. So when you start saving your deposit, you've got to start programming this activity. And what I often find is by the time people actually want to do a deal, they're at the end of the line, which is of savings, and they're at the beginning of the line of purchasing. It's like, well, why didn't someone tell me 2 years ago?
Yeah. And people are obviously focused on getting the deposit together. They're focused on trying to save hard. But I think the magic here is you can miss saving smart. And that's what superannuation will allow you to do. So can we just get into it? Let's tell the people what it is.
Yeah.
So in New South Wales, first home buyers can, leverage their superannuation to purchase property through the First Home Super Saver Scheme, the FHSSS. That's what it's called. And here are the benefits. The tax savings is probably the biggest one, because you can make a voluntary superannuation super contribution, up to $15,000 per year, with a $15,000 cap. That's what it allows you to do. Then when you're ready to buy your property.
So for anyone who if we're not talking simple English for people, let me put it another way. They're allowing a side bucket within your super.
Yep.
And for you to put money into that side bucket next to your super, within your super, but next to your super, if you do use that side bucket, that money does not have to be taxed when you earn it. So what happens is, instead of paying your regular tax on the money that you earn, you could just throw the money that you earn without paying tax into the side bucket. Then you can access that side bucket in your super, and you can say, hey, I've got some more cash over here in this little side bucket.
Pretty cool. But it allows you to save twice as quick.
Yeah, well, depending on
Really?
your tax rate, you're definitely saving, and the higher your tax rate, the faster that the more incremental the savings are because you're not paying tax on them. But you're limited, like you said, Billy. There's 15K a year that people can put in a side bucket in their super, and they can do that for, I believe. So it's how long is that for? 2 years, or is there a maximum that they can do that of?
Just
Maximum
up to
number.
50K. Up to 50K.
It's pretty cool.
So
It's
yeah,
but
it's pretty cool. And then when you're ready, you can you can withdraw those for your home deposit. Some people would argue that your savings will grow faster in your super because it's compounding rather than sitting in your regular savings account. So
is it
that's
too
pretty cool.
complicated? Why doesn't anyone know about it?
Well, there's a bit of paperwork involved. You do have to set this up. You can't just start whacking money in your super and then draw back on it.
Oh.
It does
Do
does
you?
require a bit of setup. Yeah, and I think rather than worrying about the headache of all of that, the same thing when you go to apply for your first home buyer assistance scheme, which gives you the stamp duty rebate under 800,000. Talk to a broker; they can actually do all the hard work for you because this is a scheme.
Bill, I don't know why every single buyer is not using this little side bucket. It doesn't make sense. I don't know why every first-time buyer hasn't set this up. I don't know why every first-time buyer isn't putting contributions towards it, and I don't know why it's. I don't get it.
Yeah. Can I give you a fun fact? If you start doing this thing properly,
Yeah.
this is a little bit. This is a little bit off topic, but let me just show you how these things can make a big difference. For a 20-year-old today with an income of $60,000, who makes extra superannuation contributions of just $10 a day, they'll see their fund grow by an extra $1.526 million by the age of 65. But you're bang on. You've got to set this stuff up at the start.
And just off topic as well, we've got the second biggest dollar pot of super in the world. The world.
Cool. Yeah.
Per capita, we're number one in the world for super contributions. We've got $10 trillion of property, $3.5 trillion in the stock markets, and we've got $3.5 trillion just in super. Our kids are going to be okay, Billy.
The next generation. But there you go. That is
1992, they started putting super in, Bill. 1992. And guess what they started super contributions at?
How much?
Guess. So now it's 11%. Guess what we started in 1992 paying towards super to create this huge pot of gold today?
We've got 7%. 3%. Wow.
3.
There you go.
So it's if you think it's growing fast, our super over the last 40 years, Mr. Bob Hawke brought it in. If you think it's growing fast, it's going to be a whopper in the next 30, 40 years with 11% contributing, and it's compounding.
Yeah.
Forced savings.
Yep. But there you go. Good little short.
There you go, beautiful people.
Yeah. If you need
so
any
first home buyers. Yes.
Give us a
talk to your accountant. This is not financial advice, but we're giving you tips on what we're seeing people do and not do in the marketplace. Talk to your accountant. Like Billy said, first home buyers can use their super to purchase property if they set it up properly. It's one of the amazing incentives out there from the Australian government for first home buyers, and in my opinion, it's the most unutilized one.
Definitely, without a doubt. And $10 a day extra contribution will see an extra 1.5 mil in your super at age 65.
And you can buy property in your super.
Yeah. There you go. Hope that's helped someone. Have a great day.
See you, legends. See you, Billy.